Apostle and we are talking about long distance relationship. Could people actually be living together yet distant in their relationship?
Yes. Very, very possible. I said one time on the TV here that the social media is the tool that brings us closer to those who are far away from us and takes us far away from those who are close. Yeah, it brings us closer to those who are far away from us and then takes us away from those who are close to us. People could be living in the same house, but they are distant from each other. It is very, very possible. This occurs when the house is under pressure. When you live with somebody that doesn't give you peace, peace is what everybody wants on earth. The only thing that is missing on this earth that most people are looking for is peace. Beginning from homes, beginning from nations, go to communities is peace. And once this peace is lacking, you could be living in the same house with a person, but it looks like both of you are living in two different countries. There is no communication, there's no intimacy, there's no connection. Both of you live as if you are strangers to each other. There is a way you live with a woman that you graduate from being husband and wife to become brothers and sisters, to become cats and mouse, to become enemies in the house. That kind of relationship is just like somebody who has traveled abroad. You are walking into your own house, you are just praying for day to break for you to get out of the house. Some people just go out in the morning and just get drunk to stupor and then come back to that. In that high state they can sleep, because if your eyes are clear, people cannot discuss like this for 2 to 3 minutes. The moment they make the first statement, second statement, it ends in query. So the man finds it difficult to communicate. The woman equally finds it difficult to communicate. So you see both of them are sitting in the parlor watching television together. Nobody is connected to the other. The TV is for you alone. And then the person who doesn't want to watch the program that is on the program, he takes the remote control and change it. Since the person doesn't want to communicate, he too sits quiet. Or he walks into the room. That is a distant relationship. They say you are living under the same roof, but you are living alone. It's very bad. And one of the other things I want to mention about distant relationship is that it affects parenting. Yeah, it affects parenting seriously. There is a role of a man in a family. That presence of that man alone is domineering. Children can fall in place and be afraid to do certain things in the presence of their father. But when it is the mother that is in place, because some women pamper children a lot, and they cannot discipline children to the extent that fathers can do. A father may not be a disciplinarian, but his presence alone creates an atmosphere of serenity. That parenting issue becomes a very serious issue. And some women who are travel abroad also, they don't call their husbands with calls, audio calls. They do video calls according to this age.
It's only video calls.
To identify where you are, you will commit suicide. Because he may be standing with a former school friend, a former schoolmate, a colleague at the job site, and then suddenly he picks the call. Or the day he refuses to pick the call, automatically thoughts begin to run through your mind. You start thinking that if he did not pick the call, he must have been with girl somewhere. He must have been with a lady somewhere. All these verifications are things that cause a lot of problems in relationship. Now that we have had video calls from different countries, people will never call their husband with normal calls again, or call their wives with normal call. I will just call in to kang for 5 hours a day. And they call this call spontaneously to find out where you are practically located and to know what you are doing at that time. I must be sincere with you. Anybody who doesn't want to live long, become a monitoring spirit behind a man or a woman, you will die before your time. One of the least assignment you have on this earth behind a man and a woman is to monitor them. That's the truth. If my wife gets and tells me that she's going to Boya is enough. I don't want to be finding out to who and to where and to what. But women don't do that. They don't do that. You were going to Boya to who? At what time? And then when you say you're coming at 6 o'clock, if 6 o'clock passes, hey, now let the Boya Palawazo. Or is it something else? this inquisitive nature has landed so many women with heart palpitation, hypertension, high blood pressure, and they might even die for something which is not what they are thinking about. Unnecessary check, unnecessary monitoring, unnecessary investigation. Those are the things that destroy homes. There's supposed to be a level of relaxation. I should tell people that if you don't have confidence in yourself, that's when you would think somebody will take away your husband or take away your wife. That's the simple truth. That's the simple truth. So we have to be relaxed. The way we approach relationships affects people a lot.
But in addition to that, Apostle and Valentine, could you still be living with somebody and you are distant? For example, the persons who are career ladies, they're hardly home. Though they're living at home with you, they leave in the morning, maybe they come, they're hardly there. And then there are husbands who are, for example, you're a truck driver who goes to N'Djamena. Every month you go out there. That is, yes, all of that. Are these not also things that we should consider?
This automatically, there's some jobs that will not, like the other person mentioned. Yes, there are people who are captains in the ship. They spend 3 months in the sea. There are pilots who constantly fly from one country to another. There are others who are truck drivers who live from Cameroon to Central African Republic, and there are equally people who work their nature of job. They work from morning to the evening, and then they just come back already tired and exhausted. Such a relationship can be managed when the people have opportunity to spend time together. They should maximize it effectively. Because if the man stops the job, you will not eat. You won't send the children to school.
It comes back to what I asked earlier on, that we need to understand what we are getting into and be ready to adjust.
Yes, that's it. A lot of things are going to go wrong if the man leaves the job because he wants to stay with you. He can't stay with you in the house and then he doesn't have money to eat, doesn't have food to eat. So one has to be traded. The time you have to spend with the man has to be traded for the family to be catered for. But now the man doesn't work always. There's a time for leave. Probably there's on weekends that he is free. He should maximize the opportunity, because one time a man who was constantly away from home came back home. The child told him that, "Daddy, I don't want a sponsor, I need a father." But you are far away from your children and you take all responsibility and you pay all the bills, you are more of a sponsor than a father, because a father is far beyond him that make provision. A father should be somebody who is present, who can mentor the children. Sometimes I sit in the house, my daughter will come and ask me questions, what they have asked them from school. That is the interaction we are talking about. It's far beyond giving them school fees and paying them books, or buying them uniform, or paying other bills in the school, or taking responsibilities. There's supposed to be that communion between you and your children. Now, for a man who has that kind of job that is outgoing, or a woman that has that kind of job which is outgoing, sometimes we advise that the least time you have, probably a week, that you may have for a week or a month, you have for leave, or you may want to relax, or your resting day. Please make sure you invest that particular time with your family to the extent where when you leave, that presence of yours could be fed for some days or months.